Hi, I'm JC Albers and welcome to Talking About. Our next guest is looking to make you move with his new album, Start to Move. Jason Antone.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for seeing us.
My pleasure.
And spending some time with us.
Anytime.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
To have this sort of like interaction with pop superstars.
Oh, thank you.
Now you're currently shooting your new video.
Yes. I'm shooting my video this week for my upcoming single called Ooh Ooh Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite song off the album.
How can I be profound? Let me write a song that's called Ooh Ooh Ooh.
Well, it's a great, that song made my summer.
Oh, thank you.
I played it over and over again, and it's kind of like, that's a great song. What's the sort of concept for the video? If you can tell us.
For sure. Well, the concept for the song initially was I want to write a song that can translate into any language and people can still sing along. So how could you find that in anything else but ooh ooh ooh, right?
It's a good hook.
It's a good hook, yeah. And I finally learned the lyrics after singing it for a couple hours during the video, so I'm proud of myself.
Excellent.
And the concept for the video is, my previous videos have been a little more dark, I would say, and this is
high concept.
High concept.
Yeah. Your previous videos have been very high concept.
Yeah, real arty. Mm-hmm. And this one is still going to be very artistic, but it's going to be on a little more happy tinge. I've crossed over that barrier.
Because it is a very light song. I mean, you have some great tracks on the album. Some really, really fun, fantastic tracks. The album feels very 80s to me. Does that bother you?
Really? On the list of things
really?
To say?
Really?
No.
80s pop
People say, yeah, I've heard that interpretation, but I look at it as like a modernization of that sound, of the good stuff from the 80s that we like. The synthesizer, very, it's all electronic. There's no live instrumentation on there, not even my voice. No, my voice is the only live instrument. So that was intentional to do because I wanted to do an electronic pop album, still making it dance friendly, but there's ballads on there. This is my first album that I wanted to incorporate all sorts of sounds and moods electronically because it's not always done well. Exactly.
I mean, there really is a sort of art to approaching electronic or even synthesized music and dance music.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really, really nice about the album, about Start to Move, is that it really has this really great flow. And because it does have sort of like this homage feel to, at least to me, a child of the 80s.
Yeah.
It felt like something that was paying homage to music that might have been overlooked at a certain period of time.
Totally. I mean, you're going to make the commitment to buy an album, so it's like a story.
Yes,
you want everything to be the same. You can still chop. I released singles before this, so this is my first chance to tell many things at once. So I want to do it in a fun way where you can put it in and work out. There's a cool down song at the end and everything. Not that it's all about working out.
Exactly. You weren't like sitting down plotting out a cardio session while writing this album.
Actually, there's one available for download at jasonantone.com. No.
No, there are some really great ballads on the album that do have a sort of electronic tinge and all.
Yep.
But really overall, it's a really fantastic. It's a great dance album, but also, like you said, it does feel very modern.
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
As a singer, I wanted to make sure that there were enough vocals in there to make it sing-alongable. Is that a word?
It is today.
It is now, yes. Sing-alongable.
Sing-alongable is now a word.
Scrabble, get the dictionary.
Take that, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. It's like Alanis Morissette. Yeah. Sing-alongable, like we could spread that out.
You could put it in there in the next track. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll know where it came from.
Yes, good.
Absolutely. That's really fantastic. Now, the first single off the album, or at least the first video that I saw, was To the Limit.
To the Limit, correct.
That song, it's a great beat and all. The lyrics are a little edgy. It's a very almost conflict-induced song.
Yes, a little bit. It was a situation that I wrote about where I felt like I was being confined and pushed to the limit, so to speak. And so I wanted to write a song, because we all feel that way in different situations, right? Just whether it's a person or a work situation or a life situation or anything. And I wanted to write a song that just acknowledges that struggle is a part of life, and how you overcome things is more important than not having any conflict in life, because what would you learn?
Well, exactly. That is how we learn. We learn through conflict.
Right.
Did you write all the songs on the?
I wrote
the album?
11 out of the 13 songs. My producer, who worked with me on the entire album, Willie Ray Lewis, wrote a song called "Function," and I did a cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World."
You know, and again, it was kind of interesting because when I heard your cover, that's when all of a sudden the album took a turn for me, and then everything sort of like clicked and hinged, and that's probably why I make the connection with the '80s, because you really sort of like upgraded that song.
For sure, I've made it number 4 on the album, so that's the kind of point where if you're in that deep, you're going to now enjoy the rest of it. So I wanted to kick it up a notch and give you something that continued that journey. And my producer came to me with that track actually the first week that we met each other. He had already been kind of working on it, but didn't have a vocalist. So he asked me, hey, why don't you just try this out in the studio and see if you like it, or even if you sound good. I don't even know if it's in your range. And it happened to be exactly in my range.
Absolutely.
And all the instrumentation copies the original track to the note, even though it's in more of a swing, and this is more of a...
But it sounds so modern, which is really, really great.
Yeah, I think we did a good job with it.
No, it's phenomenal.
If I don't say so myself.
You did it proud.
There it is again.
You did
right,
it proud.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, how many more singles are you planning to release from?
To be determined. I'm kind of thinking there will be 13. No.
Take them all out. I'd say release them all. Have you been touring with the album?
I did this summer. I had a CD release party in June and did some shows after that. The first time I've been performing the music live, and my producer is my band. It's kind of like an erasure type setup. Where he recreates the instrumentation live and plays the guitar and the keyboards and drums and all that stuff.
And you just show up and sing?
And I just show up and sing. Well, you think I'm singing, but I show up and sing, and the little backup singers and stuff like that, and give some fun live performances.
So these certainly are tracks that translate really well for performing live, because they are so high energy.
For sure. Yeah, and I kind of do this, depending on the set time, I just kind of gear it towards, how to make an arc there and be able to speak and have them flow together and not get too dragged out.
Now, you're not a brand new artist.
No.
But is this considered your first album release?
Yes, because before
you've
this
been
I released,
for a while.
For sure. I released 3 singles before this, and I finally, and it took me a while to figure out my songwriting, or my strengths, what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. So I wanted to wait until I felt that I was ready to embark on that.
What is it as a songwriter that sort of like motivates or inspires you? Because everyone has sort of like a different approach to their music.
Sure. I was just talking about this with somebody, actually. Funny you should ask.
Over coffee.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like song that it's not necessarily, it's my ability to songwrite and to experience things in life and to write it in a story. And sometimes my music isn't about an actual event, but about a feeling that I had about something else, and I turn it into something that's pop and digestible. Something could be really deep, but you can't really sing about, some of the crazy stuff. So some things I lighten up, and some things I try and add a little depth to, all in a pop package.
To make it user-friendly.
Correct. And the songwriting either comes through lyrics that I get, or I think of, and I text myself or call myself, or write it down in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's annoying, like when you're at the gym and you have to stop and go to the car and get your phone and write it down, but...
Why don't you use paper and pencil?
Well, they don't have those there. Right? Why don't I just remember it? Why don't I use my brain?
Come on, man, paper, pencil.
And sometimes I'll just get a melody in my head and I just sing it to my voice recorder.
Do you enjoy the songwriting process more than the actual in-studio recording? Or is it an equal balance? Like, are you just excited when you get into the studio? Because there's some people that really hate going into the studio.
I like the studio. I like songwriting first, and you have to record it if you want to, sell it. So you have to enjoy the studio process. I don't mind it because I go in prepared. With the notes, to sing the right way, and we do a couple takes and then pick and choose and see what kind of worked and what I can do better, and whoever I'm working with I trust to tell me the truth, and not just say, oh, you weren't flat, when you are. I'm my worst critic, and I try to give as close to a perfect performance as I can, because it's there forever.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now let's talk about that, a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Beautiful city, one of my favorite in the world.
Yes, it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And I still live there, and I love it. It's centrally located. I can go anywhere.
It has a really good public transportation system.
It does, doesn't it?
One of the best in the world. Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
Take that back with me.
And were you always musically inclined? Was this something that you always knew you wanted to do?
I was. It's in my blood. My grandfather was a musician. He actually had a polka band. And my father played...
And you're so proud of admitting that.
Well, yeah, why not? Well, I told you nothing's off limits. Polka band.
That's so edgy.
Right, my next album, polka. Why not?
Sign
Electronic polka. That might be nice. Untapped
It's
market.
got something in there.
Right.
I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah. So there was music always around me, my family. My parents insisted when we were young, I have two older brothers, that we play an instrument. I picked the piano, one brother picked drums, one picked the saxophone. And it was like, I know you don't like to practice and you don't do this, but do it anyway. And I'm very grateful that they did that, because it gave me, it's like another language.
And it instilled a certain amount of discipline in you.
For sure.
To like really...
For sure, I'm so disciplined.
Well, it must be really exciting to just like really, be on this road, this process to becoming a pop star.
It is. It's a definite dream come true. I've thought about it for a long time, and to actually make the steps and do it and have fun during it, and it's not work for me because it's my passion. So whatever I have to go through and things that I have to do for it as an independent artist, I love taking it all.
And that's one of the other fantastic things. I was on the internet researching you, and there are a lot of artists, independent artists especially, and independent artists are sort of like making a huge surgence right now. It's almost like the time of the independent artist. Mm-hmm. But you have such positive feedback on the internet from fans. I mean, it's like, and I almost think it's because your music doesn't have sort of like an agenda. It's kind of like you're an artist.
Absolutely. I mean, any artist that I like them for their voice or the songs they sing or the way they make me feel. Their life outside of that is secondary, and I just appreciate that part, and that's what I like to give. If they want to know about me, they can, but if they just want the song or they want the voice, so give them what they want, right? Don't stuff it down their throat too much.
Don't be cheap.
Right. Yeah.
Don't skip on things.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't come at it with any. It's not necessarily from a gay angle, or a straight angle, or anything really that I want to say in your face. Nothing offensive. I think that my music's universal, and
it is. Yeah.
Anybody can listen to it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where your fans are at. Your fans kind of like see that. Mm-hmm. And contrary to some artists or some other dance artists or other gay dance artists, who everyone sort of like perceives that maybe they're sort of like scheming in an agenda. They're trying to like get something out of their audience or manipulating their audience. You don't have that. You just have really fun music that everyone seems to like pick up on and want to like really charge forward with.
Yeah, well, I'm so lucky to be able to do this, so I don't really need to. I could go on a march and have an agenda or something. Write some hate mail to somebody. I don't need to do it through my music. I don't want to, poo-poo that.
Now, you're currently you worked on the video,
yep.
And you'll probably keep promoting the album and going forward. Do you see yourself doing any other things creatively?
No. Yeah, I joke. I'm going to explore all sorts of options. After releasing this album, I sit back and say, I always think about what's next. What am I going to do next? I'm definitely writing a lot more music. The path it's going to take, I'm not sure yet. I just know when it feels right. So I'll explore all sorts of different things in the entertainment field.
Is dance the music that you gravitate to the most, or do you think maybe you want to like explore something that's a little more R&B tinge?
I'm not sure. Possibly. I mean, I don't want to say, because I started out really dancey, and I feel that this is more pop. So we'll see. Maybe country next time. Is that the natural progression?
Hey, a Taylor Swift duet. She's hot on the radar right now.
Well, I think a good song can translate in any genre.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
I write music as just a piano and a voice, and you can turn it into anything you want. So maybe some live instruments, we'll see. I'm open to whatever the universe brings.
Well, that's really great that you're not limiting yourself. It's like, you're not going to box yourself in and put yourself in that category. What have been some artists that have inspired you?
None. No.
None. It's all me. I am my own inspiration.
Artists. Okay. Well, growing up, let me think. I always admired George Michael for his voice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And songwriting. Right. And I still do. I actually just saw him in concert recently. Who else?
Did he still inspire you? Were you still impressed by what you saw?
Well, there was such a catalog of work that this one, I mean, he wrote it all himself.
Yes.
You know, the music and the lyrics.
Yeah, Wham years too. Yeah.
For sure. And that, I didn't realize how much it resonated with me until I saw him live, actually. And he was having a ball, you know, whatever his personal life is or whatever, you know, demons he has, still when you're on that stage, you can just see him light up. And that's something to aspire to be, this is mine, and I'm sharing it, and everybody's singing the words, and how great is that after all those years, you know?
And he can still do it.
For sure. Elton John I've always liked because it's so interesting to me how he can interpret a lyric that he didn't even write, and yet he writes the music around it and performs it as if it was his own. You know, him and Bernie are like one soul. So that's, which I have to yet find that person. I still have to find that person. But
he's single.
Like, what an awesome thing and an interesting journey to have that way too, because that's magical.
Yeah.
That's magical. Performance-wise, you know, I like the Madonna, the Janet. Career, I always looked at icons and longevity. The Michael Jackson. How do these people have a length of a career in an arc and grow up in public and still have something relevant to say and not just become just do greatest hits or just do this, to still dig a little bit deeper and go there. You always have your past, but you can't just stay there.
You continue to grow. The artists, all the artists
Right.
that you've mentioned are all artists that have grown up and
sure.
we've seen them grow.
And take chances, and maybe it's not the most popular thing, and maybe, you know, it wasn't popular at the beginning either when they started, so you have to just do what resonates with you.
Absolutely. And you certainly do a great job of giving us a little bit of that. Right now we're going to take a look at Jason's video for To The Limit.
Should I lie to get by? So you will accept me now. Is the time? Gotta shine. Are you coming with me? Don't try to play me. Think you can save me. You're gonna thank me for showing you the light. Well, go ahead, resist me. I'm making history. Don't try to fix me. You're pushing me right to the limit. 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 The limit, yeah. Why you do what you do? It does not faze me. Space, time and place. Get out of my face. You can't contain me. Don't try to play me. Think you can save me. You're gonna thank me for showing you the light. Go ahead, resist me. I'm making history. Don't try to fix me. You're pushing me right to the limit. I can't do this
what you just mentioned about artists that resonate with you, that you like, I'm really happy that you said that you gravitated to male artists that inspired you, because oftentimes female artists tend to like inspire even male artists. It's almost like they're more powerful and the men get outshined. And I'm really impressed that George Michael and Elton John were inspirations to you.
For sure. I mean, because I am a man. There, I said something.
Wow, it's a really great disguise.
Right. That's what. Was there that like Olympian that had to take that test?
Oh yes,
I don't have to take the test.
And Lady Gaga. The verdict is still out. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there weren't many solo male artists to look, and they just happened to be gay. I mean, at the time they weren't.
Right.
You know, but they were. You know, that was like just another.
Oh, we knew.
And I wasn't either at
No,
that
of course
time.
not.
So
Of
I
course
didn't.
not.
You know,
No.
I didn't.
No.
That didn't matter to me. It was.
And
like,
it still doesn't.
And it still
The
doesn't.
music is what's important.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing on that stage and what the audience is picking up. How do your fans react when you perform?
I get all sorts of things. I mean, it depends on the venue. You know,
Okay.
when I've done club performances, it depends on what kind of club and what people are on or the time of the night. You know, you get everything from a sing-along to a grab to a dirty look.
Oh,
You know,
no,
just,
they must want to touch you all over.
you know, a lot of clubs don't support male artists interrupting the evening because a lot of, well, gay clubs, let's just say, like the female diva performing, and there aren't a lot of guys that can sing live and give you that same type of, you know, testify voice, you know. Right. So I hope to change that a little bit.
No, I think you do. I mean, it's like as a performer, you certainly stand out. You certainly have a really fantastic vibe, and really, your fans really dig you. They really gravitate to the music, and they're very excited that
They're
you're
paid.
not.
No.
I gotta get myself some of that.
Right.
Some fans that, you know, some pay. That's the
Yeah,
secret,
pay
isn't
gig.
it? Yeah,
Yes.
that's the secret. Fans that pay.
Yeah.
Fans, exactly. So this is the new album. The album is Start to Move. Jason Antone is the artist, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So if fans want to know more about you, they can go to www.jasonantone.com. You know, all those W's.
They just get in the way.
Just get
I think you could just type in jasonantone.com, forget the W.
Of course.
W.
Absolutely. And that's where they can find out where you're performing, get some more of your videos, hear some more of your tracks.
Yep.
And if you definitely want to see more about Jason, check out his website, or you can also go to our website at www.talkingabout.info. And Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, anytime. We really appreciate it. And we're going to go out on one of your videos.
Great.
All right, check it out. Enjoy.
Closer now, all I can say is ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, ooh. Stars collide, life is flowing. My love for you, watch it growing. closer now. Oh, I can say